All right. Good morning, our people. We are live. Yes. Thank you for being here today. Thank you for being patient. We did not anticipate to come on at this later time, but it is what it is, and we are here to deliver our people, our nation, and our lifestyle. So, brothers and sisters, it's Saturday the 16th, right, sisters? Saturday, the 16th of 2021. So please do not forget to share. We've been struggling with all these social platforms. We get likes, they deduct it from the likes that we already have. If we get followers, they go and deduct it from the followers that we have, which is okay as long as our sisters and brothers are getting the message. And so far, they are. Our children are listening, they are being at the table where decisions are being made, and they are looking our counterparts, because that's what they're supposed to be, eyeball to eyeball and discussing what is dear to our hearts. So today we are going to take you guys on a journey of sisterhood, motherhood, adulthood, everything that we need to do, as people, which our forefathers did before. Or should I say, yeah, I don't want to refer to the mothers of the land did in the past until the colonial masters came and disrupt it. So we want to gather momentum. We want to go back to what we know worked for our grandmothers and put it in place. So we want to welcome you guys to the show, Daughters of Truth. Again, a lot of people tell us that we do not promote our site enough. We don't even have the energy to promote the site. We want to promote the message more than the site. So if you can help us, to direct people to the Facebook account. We are on Twitter. We are on YouTube. A brother called last week and said he was locked out of Facebook. He couldn't log. He was in panic. If that happens, try the YouTube, try the Twitter, and all these other platforms that we've already mentioned. So my name is Mona Chimsaga. Let me stop talking so my sisters can introduce themselves. Sisters.
Hey, good morning, viewers. Thank you for being here. We always try our best to put in our best foot forward, and as usual, things happen. But all the same, we are here to share the message, to have our people get out of the program that we have found ourselves. Whether we find it fortunately or unfortunately, we just need to keep moving. So thank you all for joining us. My name is Dr. Augusta Nosike, and I hope our viewers would listen and be part of this thing that we're doing, because it's for us all. At the end of the day, as Sister Mona rightly said, we are now sitting at the table with the colonizers. Yes, we are. Yes, we are. We are not just sitting to listen to them. We are not demanding, telling them this is what we want and how we want it. So we have gotten to that stage. For those that are still feeling that, oh, they need to have some colonial masters perf them up. Not anymore. Our children are speaking. They are speaking, and they are speaking very loud. They are speaking from their heart, and that is what matters. Thank you all for joining us. We have a lot to share with you today. Thank you.
Thank you, sisters. Thank you, viewers. Thank you, our people, for being part of this discussion. We appreciate you. My name is Dr. Ekwi Simon Okube. I live in Lexington, Kentucky. We'll give you something to think about as we move ahead this morning. It is said that when you educate a man, you educate an individual. But when you educate a woman, you educate a family, a society, and a nation. By implication, when you teach a woman, you teach a nation. And when you raise a woman, you raise a nation. Therefore, let's collectively, intentionally raise Africa by raising the African woman. The African woman is the hope of Africa. It is time to restore what was stolen from her. For in the restoration of the African woman lies the restoration of the African continent. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, sister, for that wonderful intro. Like we said, women are the bedrock of society. We can see that even in our individual homes. Every one of us can testify that if our mothers weren't around, the stories that they will be telling about us now will be very negative. So we've all witnessed it. And then for those of us that are married, you know that if your wife is not there to drive up the engine, you will be struggling. So we know the role that women have are playing in the society. Or I don't know, my thing here is showing me that the Facebook live is interrupted. I don't know if it's the same on you guys' side of just on me, but like we said, they keep playing games with this because they know for the first time we're being intentional and discussing things that are dear to our people. So if we were
No,
here
Facebook is okay.
dancing, huh?
It's okay. I can say it.
It's
Facebook
okay.
Live is okay. Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, if we were here goofing around and doing whatever, you will see they will alert every one of our children to come on live. Then when they see that we are serious, we are dead serious about what we want to achieve, the number games begin. So they will use the algorithm, cut it off here, cut it off here. But we don't really care at this point. We breastfed our children and they know what we want. It's in their hearts. So no amount of manipulation by all the social media will stop what we're doing. So, as our topic says, women are the bedrock of the society. According to the founder of Women Federation for World Peace, Dr. Moon, war and conflict arise when we attempt from selfish motives to acquire land or possession that belongs to others. This sounds so familiar, right? As we watch, this is happening in our land with the terror herdsmen marauding, ransacking our villages. It's obvious that the leadership of Nigeria has failed indigenous peoples who are trapped in that region. The first step for those who ruled and conquered Africa, the first thing that they did was by getting rid of the women, weakening the women, making sure they are not part of decision making, by entirely rigging the system against them. So today we want to discuss how African women can regain control of their world. We're already doing it now in our individual families. So it's not, we don't have to go to Harvard to obtain this. We just have to use it in a collective manner to achieve our ultimate goal. So we know that women can regain control of their world to assist this ongoing war against the Fulani Caliphate. They're even using some women, people like Stella Udua or whatever her name is, they will give her position. She will swing from APC to PDP to FFP or whatever party that they're playing, and using combination of brute force to confiscate the economic assets and the political power of the indigenous people of Nigeria. So we all know by research, I actually did a little bit of background. I did some research and found that when there is a greater role for women in a nation building, there is also an economic and political stability in the society. I'm like, I don't know why they're doing research. To me, this is a no-brainer. We are the one that give birth. We are the one that go to the labor room and push for sometimes 24 hours and babies will not come out. So why would we take a role in killing them? It's only those that don't know what we go through that will come up with war. So for this study that I was talking about, when there's a greater role for women in a nation building, we can see that currently in Rwanda, where 61% of the women make up the parliament. And this is great. This is the greatest number in any other country in the whole world. Rwandan women are leaders, not only in government, but also in business and in every sector of the society as well as the economy. Well, everywhere you go, women are making strides in Rwanda. And we talk about our African spirit that carries in our, especially the women. You look at the like of Rosa Parks here in America, even when it was not convenient. I don't know if everybody recalls. So let me just give you a little bit of background. So Rosa Parks is an African American activist in the civil rights movement, best known for her pivotal role in the Montgomery bus boycott. These women stood up when other people were still wearing short. They were afraid of their lives. She's like, of their life. She's like, oh no, we are no longer living this. That's the spirit of an African woman. We always want to stand up in the face of adversity. We always want to take charge because if we don't, our children will suffer for it. So we are calling on all the mothers, wherever you are, to stand up against evil, to stand up against lies, to stand up so we can take our prideful place. Sisters, mothers, daughters, the time has come for African women to take their place back, especially for the sake of their children. So we're going to start today's show by playing this video of our daughter Who you can see our brothers are getting smart, because before he would say, oh, let me be the one to read it so I can shine. He made the introduction. He said, I'm going to let my sister speak. We want to use every arsenal in our position. The best one, the best superior argument, we want to always bring that forth, no matter who's involved. So we thank our brothers and sisters, especially our brothers who are taking notice in what they need to do, especially when it matters most. So I will pull up this video. If you'll give me a moment, sisters, please go ahead and add. But let me pull up this video.
Yeah, just as Sister Mona was, rightly saying that it is high time we all stood up and do the needful. And the needful, as you rightly said, women, we are the bearers of the burden. We are the ones that would endure. We are the ones, when they say some people endure, women can endure. We are the ones that would endure the pain. We are the ones that would even, appreciate the pain the more. Now we're asking you all to stand. Stand. It's not too late to be part of this struggle, because we need to pull it out once and for all. So we're asking all women, wherever you are, be part of this struggle to alleviate the sufferings that you have already been used to. We need to let it stop so that our next generation will not have to go through the same thing that we are going through presently. Stamina, is the video ready?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
Generation that is not hampered by the burdens of nostalgia. We are ready to look at Africa-France relations with fresh eyes, with optimism and with confidence. To paraphrase Nelson Mandela, our choices must reflect our hopes and not our fears. We are not afraid to take our responsibility. You must find the courage to take yours. Because France cannot remain trapped in an outdated vision of the African continent.
Mm-hmm.
We have come to propose solutions and to dialogue with you because we have a different, a more admirable future to propose. Not necessarily because we are going to be comfortable about what will change, but because at this point, it is the only thing that makes sense. But before we present this vision to you, Mr. President, there are some profound truths that need to be told in order to clear the air. And that is why I invite Adele on stage to present the facts. Thank you very much.
We're Carvana.
Oh my goodness, Carvana is trying to sell a car when we are doing. Are you kidding me, Carvana? Okay, let's see. Let's allow that to run real quick and I can skip it. Every time they want more money, as if the one they took is not enough.
Bonjour. Je m'appelle
Hello, I'm Adele Onyango.
Kenya.
And I come from Kenya.
And that is exactly as far as my French will take me. So, I'm really honored and happy to be here today. Because I think it is no secret that the current relationship between Africa and France is complicated. And in order for us to build a relationship that addresses issues that affect not only Africa, not only France, but the globe, then it's important for us to interrogate this very complicated relationship and ask ourselves three things. One, what is not efficient? Two, what is not ethical? Three, where do we see integrity gaps? And to be able to do these three things, we're going to have to be brutally honest. The history of colonization is understandably very important. For Africa, it's a path that is as painful as it is destructive. And the effects of colonization can still be felt to date. And I'm not just saying economically, but even on an interpersonal level. We, as Africans, feel the pain of colonization every single
You can
day.
say that again, sister.
Now, the lack of a clear and strong acknowledgement of the continent's pain on this destructive past results in skepticism And the absence of actions that will further push the acknowledgement is also a major issue in the current France and Africa relationship. In fact, the air of denial that France chooses to sit in is uncomfortable, not only for Africa, but also for France. And it does no good for either one of us. How can you trust the source of your pain when the source doesn't acknowledge it? What we end up with is skepticism on what exactly does France stand for. And so we ask you, Mr. President, how strong can a relationship that is built on pain, that is built on skepticism, and that is built on lack of trust really be? We, not just as a team here, but all of us in this room, and the 5,000 who helped with the report, and the millions more on the continent and off of the continent, want a commitment from you, Mr. President, that you will join us in the eradication of La France Afrique, which is a very unfair dominance, and it has to end. Furthermore, the breakdown in understanding what France fully stands for is fueled by the continued collaborations that France has with agencies, leaders, and individuals
Say it, sister.
claiming integrity issues, whilst on the other hand, claiming to be standing for human rights.
Hello.
So on one hand, we have France that is entrenched in issues around racism, around exploitative dominance, and whilst on the other hand, they're still claiming to teach others about democracy. These are two...
Say it, daughter. Say it, sister.
These are two profiles that one cannot fill at the same time. And when you try to do that, we find it rather arrogant. What it creates is a cognitive dissonance, which is that discomfort you feel because of these two conflicting values. It not only doesn't make sense, it is unsustainable, it births a negative perception, and an ambiguity in knowing once again what values does France stand for.
Come on, daughter. Come on.
Now, it is very clear, I mean, because we're all here, that the current relationship is imbalanced. It's not collaborative, and in some instances, it's exploitative.
All right, so we have this video on in its entirety on our Facebook page. So if you want to go and see, this is what we want to happen, not hiding in the bush and cutting people's private part and burning yourself with candles and all kind of stuff. We're talking about sitting at the table where decisions are being made and looking at our slave masters in the eye and saying, no. These are the things, these are the fundamental things wrong with all of this. And by the way, we do want to point out that these people were so smart, they didn't even invite the so-called African leaders. None of them came to that summit. So as you can see, our daughter spoke better than any freaking president you've ever seen that come from Africa. So we thank our children. We thank those. Thank God for good breast milk, by the way. You know, it's happening. We are happening, my dear. If you watch this summit in its entirety, you can see a lot of collaboration going on. The younger French people are understanding the need for our people to live a better life. And this is what we want. Have a dialogue. Have a conversation. Insist on what we want and go for it. We don't have time to be fighting like cavemen. You turn a Biafra land into a terrorist land. You know, that's not where we're going. There's so many human resources that need to be put into use to help humanity. Why do we want to shut it down with all manner of illiterate ways, archaic ways of doing things when there is a superior argument on the table? My people, it's time that we get sense. Sisters, please.
Yeah, it is so fascinating, to watch that lady speak. She did not just speak from the heart. She actually spoke what a whole lot of us, probably in our own little caucus, have been talking about. I remember Dr. Arikana. She was the, I think, the UN representative, some, all those big titles. And I remember when she was fighting France. She was specifically fighting France. She was saying that France is, hello?
Go ahead, my sister. Sorry.
Okay. That France is every year, France gets $500 billion from all these impoverished African countries. Let me say it again. Every year, France gets 500 billion, like $500 billion every year from all these African countries. You go and you deposit your African currency in France. Like, you actually use France currency. You go and deposit that money in France. Anytime you, as a president or a governor, whatever, want to use any part of your own money, you would have to go back to France and collect that money from France. And France will charge you 20% of your own money. 20% of your own money. France will charge you 20% of that money you want to use for your own people. You understand? And when she started talking about this openly, guess what they did? They not only removed her son was killed for all this nonsense. So what are we saying? I feel so elevated that this lady was able to tell that man to his face that we just do not want to be collaborators. We no longer want to be subservient to your nonsense. You are collecting, they are extremely exploitative, collecting money from countries like Haiti. Haiti does not have money, and Haiti still pays, I don't know, maybe $150 million or whatever a year to France for colonizing them. Does it make sense? All these African countries are paying heavily to France, and France is living in grandeur. France is living rich and not taking care of, while African countries where the resources are coming from cannot even take care of their own regular stuff. And I'm grateful that no governor, no president, no African president or leaders or whatever was invited for that show. Because if they were invited, they would be fidgeting in front of Macron. Everybody who 40 years to start. They will be fidgeting, they will be shaking. But you see how this lady stood, like she was standing with her shoulders held high. The African governors or prayer or leader or whatever would not be able to do that. They won't even go with pen.
You're talking about your sister that had the opportunity, and all she can talk about was electricity.
We had an opportunity. She met with the president. What is her? I don't know what title they give them. Mako, and you could not tell Mako to her face what the atrocious the pain you guys are causing Africa. What you're asking Mako is where is the water and the rain and the electricity you're supposed to provide for my people? Duh. Do we need that? Don't we have engineers from our place that can fix these electrical problems? Have we not told you times with that number that it is the 1999 Constitution that has made it so impossible for any individual to do anything that would better the lives of our people? Is that even what she's supposed to go and be telling the Mac woman did not even know what she's talking about? That was so embarrassing. So we are telling the likes of this our celebrity, Chimama Dadiche is you again. We are telling the likes of you that have access to meeting this top notch. God knows that if I meet one top notch, I will tell him my problem live and direct. So if you have that opportunity to meet with these top people, tell them exactly what we are going. They already know.
Like that, if you know what you're going through. Is if you know what you're going through now. They're telling people to get educated. We are telling these celebrities, if you must speak for us, come and get informed. Do not go there displaying some level of idiocy and stupidity. Please. We want to start talking like responsible adults. We want to sit on the table and talk. Enough of throwing tantrums. We are not toddlers. Enough of romping around on the floor and shouting and wailing, Ewuchimo, Ewuchimo. Enough of that. We are adults, and what we are seeking for is our rights. So we are not even begging. We want to sit down and talk. Simon, I don't know if the next video is ready, please. So please, our viewers, we want you to be part of this discussion at all levels. And that's why we want you to be informed. Because if you are not informed, you won't know what to say. You talk a little to the left, a little to the right. We don't want that no more. We want you to be informed, properly informed, educated on this issue. And by the way, you don't need the certificate, the white man certificate, to get educated on what is going on and what we're discussing. You just need your common sense.
Biggest uranium deposits.
Oh my goodness. Hold on.
How interesting is it that one of the biggest US foreign drone bases happens to be there? One. Two, that France has a strong military presence adjacent to this big uranium deposit.
I will start it from beginning. Okay.
Yes, my dear. You can see what they did. She was talking. There was no video. Okay.
Niger has the biggest.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay, please watch this video again, because we want to tell you that the people that we are discussing with already know what the problems are. You are only the one. You are the one living in denial. And when you get there, you make a mess of yourself. I was telling my sisters that in the days ahead, our enemies will begin to look at those of you that refuse to talk on these things as stupid. They will look at you and say, so you knew your people were going through this and you did not tell us. People like Okenjiwala, you will look so foolish because you are coming from where these things are going on while living in denial. So you will make a mess of yourself to the world because they know the truth. And we are intending to make sure that the truth is properly documented. We don't want some fairy tales. We give you bit by bit the information, so that they will be very aware of what is going on. And by the time you get there denying, you will look stupid, like Osibanjo did to himself when he went to White House. Our team already went there with evidence and explained to them, this is what it is. They invited Osibanjo to corroborate what was said, which they have already investigated and seen that what presented was true. He went there and denied everything, and they called him a lying pastor to his face.
A pastor, for that matter.
So this is going to be happening in the days ahead. It is for your own good that you get informed in what we're saying, so that you will not go and make a mess of yourself. We are not even stopping. How many are you going to kill? Please go ahead, Sister Mona.
Uranium deposits. How interesting is it that one of the biggest US foreign drone bases happens to be there? One. Two, that France has a strong military presence adjacent to this big uranium deposit. And then finally, that I think it's 1 in 3 French light bulbs, the light bulbs in France, 1 in 3 of them gets energy from that uranium deposit in Niger, in Africa. And let us contrast the reality of the fact that, as far as I know, most of the French population has access to electricity. I think they have 100% electricity.
24 last I was there, it was 24 hours a day, always coming out
all
of
the time. What is the access of the people of Niger? It is less than, I think, 15% have access to the grid, let alone the guarantee of electricity. Those are the people of Niger. And I'm saying this because we've just seen in Afghanistan, they've left Afghanistan 20 years, over 2 trillion spent. Is it 2 trillion, right?
I think it's an underestimate. I think it's closer to 6 trillion. But to be generous, we can say 2 trillion. It's still an absurd amount.
2 trillion. Let's be generous. And how much of the population has access to electricity? It's less than a third. I think it's closer to a quarter of the population. So in Niger, you have 80+% of the population don't have access to electricity. We've seen what has happened in Afghanistan. Most of the population doesn't have access to electricity. Yet we still don't want to talk about the fact that the US, French, and foreign military armies are essentially protecting their access to these resources at the detriment of the African continent.
All right. So like you can see, our children are learning. They actually speak. They're not waiting for African leaders anymore to speak for us. Because the last we checked, all they want to do
is let's stop giving these people pardon. It's not African leader. These are African stooges. They are stooges that are being used by these foreign foreign
Invaders.
invaders. Yes, invaders. That's who they are. They are stooges. Because guess what? If any African leader, quote and unquote, decides to step up and try to do something for his people, they would nip that person. They will kick that person and impose somebody else. It is happening. It has happened in the past. Thomas Sankara, his best friend, was the one that actually killed him. His best friend, his own dad, Sankara's dad, was actually one that trained both of them in military school. The guy practically lived with them in their house. It was his best friend that killed him, and that guy has remained. He has remained the president for gazillion years since Sankara. Nothing positive had happened in that country. So what we are saying is that thank God our children are beginning to speak up, and we want more of that. They all need to come out and speak up. They all need to come out and speak up. African stooges are being used all the time. It's all about themselves. It's all about their money. It's all about their property. It's all about their investment. It's not about human rights in any way. So, but we need to start talking that, hey, this investment or whatever you want from Africa, you can still get it on a playing field if we sit down at the table and discuss what it will take. Instead of you killing our people in the process, you setting war into countries that war is not supposed to happen just because you want to take the resources from that land. So we need to start speaking. This generation has to speak up. Speak up.
We have to put weight.
Put pressure. Because guess what? Our people are now everywhere in all parts of the world. We're now everywhere. And thank God for internet. Things are being shown live. If anything is happening at this moment, things are being shown as they happen. So it's time we spoke up. It's time we go out there and let them know that, hey, you guys hands off. And if you must get this thing, come through the front page and get it.
Yeah, it's not a job of one person, because some people will sit there and say, okay, did Nina has Nina done this? Nina's $1 they have not contributed to what Nina's is doing. Nothing. They're just sitting in just the same way they will sit in their stores and say, oh, hell Biafra. They don't know who's heading the Biafra. We don't want cheating. We don't want Appian way. If you're serious about this cause, if you're serious about this movement, you should be involved. If you put your money, you will know where your money is going and what it's being used for. Don't sit on the corner. I'm not rich. Don't sit in the corner and be asking me how far I had this. What Giddy are you yourself? What have you done to contribute to this movement? So I get a little bit off track with that, because we know how much we are struggling to get things going, and people just want to ask us questions. That's their own contributions, questions, more questions. How many of you after this show have called us and say, hey, where is the donation thing? Let me go and give $50 or $10. None. We answer questions, and the person will say, God bless you. You guys are doing a good job, and hang up. What? You guys, for a nation, but you want to be on the table where decisions are being made. You think it's free to be on the table? If you see what these children went through to gather this momentum to meet this president, you will know it's all about finances. So don't sit in your home and ask us what is the junction, what is the conjunction, what is all these things. It doesn't work that way. If we put our resources together, we will have enough to push whoever we need to push to go to the forefront and do what we need them to do. That's how it works, people. There's no Appian way about this. So there is no Appian way. That's all. Sisters, please.
Yeah, that's how it works, my sister. And in the days ahead, you will look stupid if you're not informed. We are telling you this because the ball has started rolling. And it's not going to stop. Nothing will stop it because we were pushing. We are gathering more momentum, the whole world. So if you don't get informed, you will look stupid. Or you start doing some things that some people are telling them to do in our side where we come from, the Southeast. They just got some miscreants running around and causing mayhem. That's what happens to people that do not have information. And you see, on this platform, we always show you how things are linked to each other so that it will make sense to you. We don't want to just shouting for shouting's sake. Some people say, oh, Daughters of Truth, we are watching you. But when they talk, I say, but you're not as coherent as somebody that is watching Daughters of Truth. What have you been doing with your time? So please, like what they said happening in Niger. You see, they go in and rob Niger people, take all their resources. Then the Fulanis will come to Nigeria and steal the resources of Nigerians and ship it to Niger. And then we will run out and be everywhere. So we're saying that some people have intentionally created poverty in the whole world by mismanaging the resources of the world. The world, as we know today, has enough resources for everyone. But some people are mismanaging those resources, stealing this, doing this, causing mayhem here and there. But your ignorance is fueling that. You not being aware of what you should be aware is what is making that to happen. That is why we come here every Saturday to tell you as mothers what is linked to what, how things are connected, so that you will understand. And when you do arise, you will arise with proper information and you will know what to talk, what to say, and how to say it. Now, we say the colonial masters, at the introduction, we told you that they rigged the system against the African women. Somebody will want to know how, and we will tell you. For instance, the educational system in Africa, we had educational system. They moved it from homeschool to school and classes.
I know why.
You understand? What will that entail? It will now mean that there will be school fees now to educate a woman. There will be entrance examination, which if you don't pass, you will not be part of the school. You will be qualified. So if you don't have enough credits, alpha, and distinction, you will not be part of education. There will be family decision on who to send to school because you have to pay school fees. Now, the family will decide, oh, let's send men to go to school because we need the women to cook food and take care of the younger ones. We need the women to work at home. Who will take care of the family when the woman goes to school? So let the man go to school. You see how decisions were made against the woman. The woman will stay at home looking after the younger siblings. At times, the woman will even be married off to an old man just to get money to pay the school fees of the younger ones.
Wow.
At times, a child of 16 will be married off to a man of 60 to get money to build houses, to do things at home. This is how the system was rigged against the African woman. We go to economic system. In our own culture, in our own original system, the products we are mainly produced from farms. So the woman will have enough of it to sell. But they moved it from that to oil and other cash crops like cocoa, cola, and all those stuff. And these were farmed mainly by men. So a widow who has no cocoa, no cola to sell to the white man will have to starve or be forced to marry a man that is a cocoa farmer, that we have 6 of them. You see how the system was rigged against the African woman. We talk of language, for instance. They moved the language from our local dialect to English. That alone has made the woman to lose her voice because she can't speak. And when she tries to speak the English, they will laugh at her. Have you ever tried to see when you people are discussing at home and your grandmother wants to be part of the discussion and you're speaking? She's unable to say. She will say, I don't know what people are saying. What did you call Dayo stuffing? What do you say Dayo spara? What did you call it's not democracy?
My grandmother now will say, is you cross? Cross. How can you be?
But then we watched our grandmothers try to be part of the discussions and they could not because they did not understand the language we are speaking. How will a grandmother now pass her wisdom to her grandchildren when she cannot speak a language that the grandchildren will understand? You see, we lost it. Have you seen what has happened to us? Our very eloquent women became voiceless because colonial masters came. The society lost her opinion and her wise contribution because she has to speak English to contribute the wisdom in her head. We lost so much as a society because the woman lost her voice. Her entire contribution was removed. Let's look at political system. From the government of the people, by the people, for the people, we moved to white man's version of democracy or democracy, demonstration of craziness.
It makes sense that way.
Very, very corrupt system, that is the leader became for the elites. It became government of the elites by the elites for the elites. No more the people. So the elites helped the white man to steal everything that they came to steal.
Yep. Money laundering. Mm-hmm.
In my area, they have what do they call that chieftaincy? What do they call that? Their chief.
Is it warrant chiefs?
Warrant chiefs. They removed leaders that are uneducated. They are not literate. They can't speak English, and put their warrant chiefs that went to education. They do education in their village, in their place.
The criminal in town.
The criminals in town. The more criminal you are, the more you qualify to be a warrant chief.
DC.
And then when they say, oh, they need a translator, the translator, what this will say, hey, translator will say leg. The people will say, what did he say? What did he say? Oh, my people lost their voices. Let's look at the court system. In our original court system, in the market square, cases were tried openly for everyone to see. It's like a jury, like a form of jury in this system here. They brought the white man's legal system, which says the greatest liars and the greatest manipulators will win the case. Go to their court and see now. It's not about truth and justice. It's whoever, the best lawyers in town are the ones that can lie and manipulate the system. Then they win the case. They say, he's a good lawyer. Have you contacted him? He's a wonderful lawyer. He's not a lawyer that is saying the truth and upholding justice. He's the one that can lie and manipulate the system. He understands the system. He knows how to navigate and lie. Then all of a sudden, a guilty one becomes an innocent one. Then the innocent one goes to jail. That is not who we were. That wasn't our system. So what's the implication of all this? There are more, just that for time, we can't finish telling you. We are just making you to begin to think. So you can now go by yourself and search out more of what we're saying. You see how the system was rigged against the black woman. By implication, the African woman lost the power to make money and become economic independence. So the African woman became a slave from the beginning. If you lost your husband, then you're not able to raise the children and do anything. Your children will become fatherless and very, very poor because your husband is the only one that can speak English and he has died. You can't speak English. You can't work with the white man and their stooges. So you've lost everything. And then in some terrible families, they will even come and take whatever that was remaining. So the African woman became very poor and lost her identity.
Everything.
She lost everything. And what is it? It means that that Africa as a society lost her moral compass, because the African woman used to be the moral compass of the society. Now she has lost her voice, lost her power, lost her identity, lost everything that made her a woman. How is she supposed to give a moral compass to the society? She used to be the one that will nurture the society. Now she's lost. Africa lost her wise counsel. The African woman lost her fighting spirit. You don't joke with the fighting spirit of our mothers and our great mothers and our grandmothers in those days. But we lost all that. The woman moved. The African woman moved from the woman that knew her enemy, knew her capability, knew her weaponry, and knew how to use it. She had to start playing the catch-up games all the time.
Survival games.
Survival games. Going in circles, trying to catch up with what is not in existence. Chasing what you don't know. You don't know what is chasing you. You don't know what you're chasing. Confusion everywhere. Rather than just be her elegant self that she was created to be, she began to chase and compete with men. She moved from being a confident woman, the one that does not even allow herself to be underestimated. She began to underestimate herself and allowed others to take advantage of her. She lost her natural wisdom, her place of influence. She lost all. The African woman lost everything as a result of colonialism. And we have come that she may be restored.
Amen.
In her restoration lies the restoration of Africa. Thank you.
Wow, you couldn't have said that any better. In her restoration lies the restoration of Africa. If you are tired of living the way that you're living, if all these things is like the more you look, the less you see happening to you every day. If you want all this nonsense to stop, we have to restore our women. We have to bring back the confidence. Because right now, even in that country called Nigeria, women have been reduced to sleeping around kind of job. Even when you're qualified, you have to sleep with a passenger to keep your job. Even when you're qualified, you have to get up in the middle of the night to go and have meeting with Solu Solu so he can get his piece before you can be appointed to APC. Even when she's overqualified, she will go on top and she will not speak to her for her people because someone is holding her down somewhere. So compromised. So compromised, they cannot speak. But while we are running in circles, our children are saying, that's a life you lived. I don't want it for me and my future children. We have to do better. We have to put our resources together. We have to do what is right. To exemplify this, there's some group of women in Africa that kept on talking, wanting the men to do the right thing, and they refused. They kept running in circles. These women went and created their own village to raise their children. Guess what? They are doing well. As a matter of fact, according to the video, most people that goes out there in Kenya cannot leave Kenya without going to that village to visit the women, and they sell to take care of themselves. We are not asking for men to be kicked out of the village. We are asking the men to do what they're supposed to do. As the head of the family, don't reduce yourself to food, the 3 square meal, because the typical African, when we talk to him, he's like, I can eat 3 square meal. Really? Nobody eats 3 square meals anymore. You're going to be pregnant. That's what they used to trap you. You don't need, you can eat once a day and survive, by the way. So let me play this video because when we talk and do, how do you say it, sister? We talk and, right? Is it talk and do? So that we can show you what we're saying. We didn't make these things up.
Talk and show, yes.
Talk and show. So they can see what these women have done so far in their village. So that their children, it's all about protecting the future of their children. Because if not, land grabbers will be gearing up for war. Soludo will see that people are dying and he will be going for 2023 election. The so-called brothers in the southern region will be told by Erufai, you foolish southerners believe that we are going to let you be president. Mumu. He's on radio, he's on newspaper. They are busy saying 2023, stooges, deceiving our people. And we're saying, let's do the right thing. Sister P said it right. When you restore the women, you have restored the nation. And research have shown that over and over again. Over and over again.
How the house look like. Nice. This is now the big bedroom. That's the small bedroom. It's the kitchen. Our it smells so good. And to the women do all the renovations and build all the houses. Build all the houses. Let me just tell you how we started. As a good woman, you have no right. If the husband wants to kill you, he has a right to kill you anytime.
Wow.
Because you are like a property. And in the Samburu culture, have you ever heard of a woman village? So they say we have to destroy this village. We said we are not going to move. Let them kill us and make us to love, killing all of the women in this village. We decided to do small business, selling our jewelry on the road. When tourists are passing, we welcome them and they buy our things when we are here. When we started selling, we found the men beat the women and they take away the money.
Do you think the men felt threatened by women being able to make their own money?
They do.
With the ability to generate income, the women of Emoja have found independence.
So every morning we have to come and display our things. This is what we depend on. Yeah. This is our living.
Which one did you make? Really? It's nice. This is amazing. I read that you met Hillary Clinton.
Yes, I met her. Yeah, she's a good friend of mine.
Oh, is she?
Yeah, she was trying to win politics, but it's okay.
We are following her footsteps to be more strong as women. We have said, what can we do with this money? So we decided to start a school.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had such a spring in my step about going to school, Rebecca.
Sasa, it's not only from Umoja, it's for all over, even from the villages, the men's villages. We decided to build the school because we have seen education is very important.
Yeah.
And we don't want our children to be like us. We want them to have light.
Only your mother can speak that way.
And to know what's going on in this world.
Women in Emoja are still having children, and sons are welcome as long as they are willing to follow the village rules and do not try to dominate the women. Although no grown men are allowed to live in Emoja, the women are still open to relationships and often rendezvous with boyfriends outside the village. You were saying in the beginning that you was having to deal with a lot of sort of problems from the men in the surrounding villages, just kind of being jealous little bitches, basically, about your success.
We still have that problem, but it's not as big as before. They say I'm bringing bad culture to them, but I know one time they will not cut these girls again.
Angry husbands occasionally come to Emoja searching for their wives. The women of the village stay up all night in shifts to protect each other.
Yep.
The veteran women live side by side with the younger refugees who have recently fled to Emoja to escape the cultural rituals still prevalent in their communities.
All right. So we are going to post this video in its entirety on, I think it's already on our Facebook page if you want to watch. The point that we're trying to make is that mothers will never watch and see the future of their children being decimated right in front of. No, they are not going to watch for that. They will do whatever it takes. If it takes creating their own village, if it takes kicking out the men, whatever it takes to protect their children, they will do. And we're asking our sisters to rise up. And by the way, we don't have to draw our strength from any Caucasian white person. We can draw our strength from our grandmothers that we saw did great things. You know, we witnessed their greatness. Even when they were reduced to nothing, they did all that they could to preserve their children, the lives of their children. So we can draw our strength from them. There are so many examples, you know, that we can use to draw our strength from. So again, it's all about.
Yes, Sister Mona, a lot of examples in the past. Like now, we even have what is it called, social media, to even do better than our foremothers. I will call them foremothers now because forefathers can sit down for a while. Our mothers and grandmothers did in the past. Remember we always talked about about women riot. You all know about that. For those that don't know about, they call it riot. The British dubiously called it riot because it wasn't riot. Intentionally. They dubiously and wickedly called it riot. It wasn't riot. These were women that were protesting for their rights. I remember Sister Ikwe talking about the warrant chiefs. They had the warrant chiefs then. They would come in and ask for tax. They want to tax whatever those women had then. If I remember very well, the name of the woman that started it, her name is Nwada or something. Her name is so long, like order or something. Well, they came to meet with her and was like, okay, pay your tax, pay for the pot you are cooking with, pay for the palm oil you're making, pay for the whatever. And that time the woman was making palm oil while the stooge that was used came. And this man at that time now they will wear white t-shirt, white shorts. So this guy came and was trying to harass the woman. The woman now used that palm oil hand on all his white dress. And that got this guy angry. Started fighting the woman. Before you know it, the woman beat him up and said, go and touch your mother's fry pan and all that. You understand? So we had our women in those days. They came out, and that was how that riot started. With the market, what is it called? Messages, sending messages across. We had people that came from all the way from Cross River, from all these other states, and they all came to Aba to be able to tell the white man that, hey, you can no longer impose taxes on us. And we want you to take away the warranties. And even unfortunately, they killed about 58 people, 58 of them, 54 of them. But at the end of the day, their demands were met. Their demands were met. And we had the likes of Miriam Makeba. I think we featured it last week when we said that this lady went and talked about the oppression in South Africa. She talked about it openly. How people have been killed for nothing. So we've had the likes of people like that. Even going back to Nigeria, if we go back to the southwest area, we had the likes of Fela's mom. Fela's mom was like a warrior. She was talking. And that was what made Obasanjo to throw her out of the window in those days. You know, she was shouting and asking that I think they had a king in a land then that was misbehaving. With her might and her strength, gathering all other women, they were able to put all those things to rest. So we've had women in the past, and we are telling her that right now that we even have all the facilities at our doorsteps, it is better for us to come out and don't mind whatever complex or whatever, if they said, oh, you've been compromised or not. For those of our women that got so close to power, you got so close to power, and it was time for you to walk. And these governors, the president, are telling you, oh, if you do not sleep with them, you cannot walk. Duh! And probably they say they met in the compromised situation. Fine, if they met in the compromised situation, so bloody what? Use your hand and post the compromised picture while you work for your people. Post that compromised picture. If they find you sleeping with Obasanjo, post that picture with Obasanjo. At least let us see is something. And make fun of him.
You will be traumatized for life. Don't even ask for that.
That's why I said let us see some. So post his picture where he is doing it, so that we will cuss him out for messing a woman up. We will cuss him out for trying to get in between the woman instead of having the woman have her way to work for her people.
Right.
Forget the pictures. If anything they have against you, put it out there. You have people that would fight for you. They'll fight for you.
Thank you, Sister Augusta. In the interest of time, so one of our brothers here said, does that mean that only women are bold and caring? No. We are not saying that, brother. That's not what we're saying. Don't get it misconstrued. Don't get it twisted.
You should look at the title. The person saying that you should look at the title of this show.
Right.
And compare what we're saying.
And then you can also tell us who is in charge in Africa as we speak. Since I don't know how old you are. Who is in charge? Who are the people causing war? Who are the people taking our resources and piling it in France, piling it in America, using it to buy houses for themselves? It's only in Rwanda that we see 61% of women. The other ones that are in any other country, they are not even up to 3%. No. And then at that 3%, before you come in, you have to sleep with all the men at the parliament.
Exactly.
How can you even think after sleeping with all the men there?
I'm telling you.
Yeah, how can you think?
Yeah.
If not for you to steal your money and find yourself in Pandora Papers where you're buying houses all over the world.
And that means that the only type of women that can come in are those that are ready to sleep with all the men in the political parties. So it's rigged against the women. That's what I'm saying. You're saying that your system is rigged against women. And as a result, the society will not have a fair share of intelligent women that are capable to do and perform. And we had it before the colonial masters came. We lost it. So we're trying to get it back. So follow the discussion, please. I know it's a man that is asking that question because
Of course, my dear. So it's not a competition. Thank you, brother Disney, Sydney. It's not a competition among women and women. We're saying that you need to profile your women. We need to support your women. We need to bring them out to the forefront for us to get these things done. Because the colonial masters, they understood the power of women. That's why Sister Eki gave all those examples, how they put them in the background so that you guys will get there instead of looking them eyeball to eyeball like our daughter did a few days ago. They are there feeling compromised and asking, going around with the latest real estate in France, because that's what they will go there to do, or the latest style fashion in France when our children are dying.
that's when you remember they will go with 16-year-old to that meeting and stay with her in the hotel till midnight. And then they get to the meeting and start dozing in the meeting. They won't even know what was said in the meeting, and everything will be lost. Everything we are saying has evidence. You go and look at it. We're not just here to babble and talk. No. We are trying to point out issues and then give you ways it to be corrected. Now, sisters, should I go ahead?
Yes, please.
You see that video that we just played of the Samburu women of Kenya? They had issues and they sorted it out. Compare these women with the present day Nigerian politicians, church leaders, traditional leaders that we have of today. Compare what the women did. Then you will begin to understand where we're taking you to. That's why we are called daughters of truth. We come here to speak truth. Self-preservation is the first human instinct. These women were threatened and they moved to do something. They were seeking justice. They were seeking peace of mind, equity and fairness. They rose up and did something about it. They did not sit down crying, UN, come and help us. So Britain, they're killing us, they're killing us. See the picture, they're killing us, they're killing us. Somebody sent somebody to kill you. And you're taking video and telling the person that sent somebody to kill you, they're killing me now, they're killing me now. The person will just say, yeah, it's working. That means the agent who sent is doing a good job. That's how what you're doing, that's how stupid what you're doing is. These women, they sat down and analyzed their problem. They knew they needed to generate income. That money speaks. Anything you want to do in this world, you need money to do it. So they thought to themselves, how do we generate income? And they started making, they're already making beautiful beads. They had to market it. They knew where to market it. These women did not go to school, oh.
We keep telling them about Harvard and Yale.
For those of you that think that you must get white man's certificate, get 20 of it. Some of the Igbo women, some of Igbo, when they start mentioning their degrees to you, you even be discouraged from going to school. Because you look and say, you have all these degrees and you're this stupid, then there's no need for me to even get the degree in first place. Because it's like the more degrees you get.
Hey, that's a benefit now. You can speak fluent English.
Yes, Queen's English, I forgot.
The woman spoke better, Seth. The woman spoke better than whoever was interviewing her. So it has nothing. English is just a language, duh.
So we're saying these women, they have the ability to generate income. They set up small-scale businesses. They knew they needed accommodation. We're talking about our politicians, so because each time we say this is the problem, to solve it is easy. When you're not solving it, you're stupid. And why did you get yourself in there? Like Abari Beda will say, I'm not part of the government too. We sent you there to go and solve problems. You got there, you got incapacitated, and you still sat down there. You did not resign. You did not do nothing. You said, I'm not part of the government. What part of what are you?
Cash collection.
Yes, I forgot. The women built a house. They thought, how do we build a house? They built a house. You can see in that video. Go back and watch it. What they needed, they presented. Another thing was security. Because as they began to build that city, the men that hated them came to come and bomb the city and destroy them. What did they do? They started taking turn by turn to stay awake in the night. These are women, no? to stay awake in the night while others slept to watch their city from the invading men. For those that say, Fulanis are killing us, Fulanis are killing us, I say, are there not human beings in that village? Why can't you distribute whistle, ordinary whistle? Maybe it's 1 naira they sell whistle, or 10 naira. Distribute it to every home. When you see Kakaran come from your area, blow the whistle. When you blow the whistle, every village will know where the whistle is coming from. And the entire people will come out, machete, gun, anything you have. Come, let's see the people. No, you go and sleep. We'll hear some of our men say, run into your room so that when Fulanis come, they don't kill you. No, they will kill you to
Oh my
These
God.
women had security challenges and they prefer the solution to it.
Easy.
Easy. They knew their children will need school. They built school for them. Did you hear any man coming to tell them? No. So we are saying that the problems in Nigeria, you people can fix it, but you don't want to fix it because I don't know who you are. How can Nigerian and African women regain control over her world? That's the next thing we're saying. Because her society needs her. Nigeria needs women. Africa needs women. The whole world that you're traveling to, the Western world you're traveling to, their women are empowered. So they get like you have work to do. There are men and women, adults. Let's say we have 100 adults. And women are 70, and men are 30. You have a work to do. Now, only 30 men are doing it. Do you think you finish up and match up with the rest of the world?
My dear, I will ask you a question. Don't even go there. They'll be asking you a question why you are carrying the job on your neck and it's heavy on your neck. Instead of helping you to bring it down so that you don't break your neck, they will ask you a question. What have you been doing? Wow.
Yes,
my people. Let's get this thing right.
We have to. So the woman, as one of the people's groups in our society, needs to play a significant role in this self-determination we're talking about, self-actualization. So the woman needs to begin to have a role in what we're saying. Don't be ignorant. Don't go there fixing nails and fixing hair, and all you are doing in this world is to give birth and fix it and fix it. That is horrible. Because when the woman, the group, because in our society, we have different people's groups. We have the children, we have the disabled, we have the old, we have the weak, we have the vulnerable. If the woman finds her place, she will be able to help others to find their place. It's as simple as that. So the woman needs to rediscover herself. She needs to rediscover her unique feminine traits and skills so that she can collaborate rather than doing competition, unnecessary competition. You don't need competition. You just need to collaborate with the rest of the people. If you know your traits, if you know your ability, if you know what God put in you. She needs to find her ability to build and repair. This is who we are. As women, we build things, we repair things. When you find yourself, when you rediscover yourself as an African woman, as a woman that is living in that dungeon called Nigeria, you begin to be part of this process of building and repairing the society. The African woman is very proactive. She's compassionate. Forgiveness, empathy, all these are natural things. It comes natural to her. These are exactly what we need in order to inspire a new model of citizens that will take Africa to her tomorrow. Because we have a destination. We have where we're going to. You see, the unconditional love of the African woman, the love that gives and does not expect anything in return, is needed. Our society, we need the African woman to be bold, truthful, and honest, ready and willing to intelligently engage the world in an honest interrogation and conversation. We don't want people throwing tantrums. We need the African woman to use her place of influence to get the world committed in making Africa great for Africans. I said, in making Africa great for Africans. It's our right. And for African children. We can't afford to allow the world to continue to pay lip service to the matter that concerns our welfare and the welfare of our children and our people. We must arise now to take hold of our tomorrow. Nobody will do it for us. We will do it for ourselves. We will do it for our children. We will do it for our people. We will do it for our land. And we must be very constructive. That's why we say be informed. Understand what Ninas is doing. Don't just come and carry microphone every now and then. You go to the main road and go to Aso Rock and say, come, I'm speaking. What you're speaking, you don't know. What you're saying, you don't know. We don't want those type of things anymore. We want you to be informed of what the issues are, because if you don't understand the sickness, you will not understand the treatments.
Absolutely not.
Go through our videos. We have up to over 100 of the videos. Please, for those that are finding us for the first time, we've been in this matter for years, educating our people, and people are getting educated. You that you are new, thank you for joining. We appreciate you. Please go through our videos, because we need you to understand what the issues are. When you understand what the issues are, then you begin to appreciate why we say that this is the solution, and this is why the solution has to be this way. See, you add to what we're doing, not removing. We don't want you wasting your time and energy carrying microphone and saying things that what are you saying? We don't want you to continue to be an agitator. Like in washing machine. If you have only agitator in the washing machine, the clothes will never be clean. You need detergent. And if the detergent is ordinary powder, you will still not do the work. That is why we say, come here and get informed. Go to our videos and get informed. We're going to show you another video. And again, pay attention, please. Listen to it. We have several of these videos from Lower Niger Congress, from Ninas. We have these videos. Barrister Tony Nnadi has a ton of videos. Click Tony Nnadi on YouTube. You follow his videos. Then you begin to understand where we are coming from and where we're going, and how and why we must follow this pathway, not the other one. Some people say, you must take action. What action are you taking? Even talking is action. So the action that is action to the head of an uninformed African man is to carry machete and start running around inside bushes and cutting people's private parts. I don't want to be talking about things like that in the 21st century. Please stop disgracing us. Please, Sister Mona, are we ready with the video?
Yes.
Thank you.
Now that we've all agreed, in fact, come to the realization that the Constitution of Nigeria is the monster tormenting everybody, is the mechanism by which those who are, prevailing, those who declare themselves masters over the rest as slaves, the caliphate. It is by virtue of that constitution, it is by the instrumentality of that constitution that they are prevailing. It is by the instrumentality of that constitution that the killings are being enabled in the manner we've seen. The infrastructure that has failed, the opportunities that are unequal, the corruption that is growing, the impunity that is mounting. It is that constitution that enabled everything. It is also that constitution that has enabled those who are invading us in an ethnic cleansing operation from, the northern flank of the country, from the Caliphate belt, from the Sharia belt, to get as far as they have gotten. And if nothing stops them, of course, they're going to have their way. They're heading to the Atlantic waterfront to dip their Quran. Let nobody miss the point. But it's not a jihad it's not just a jihad in the manner we always thought. It is a jihad, with an inner core of ethnic content. Otherwise, explain to me why the Muslims in Zamfara and Environs are being killed. They are being killed because they are not Fulani. It is the Fulani that is wearing that garment of jihad to be able to attract ISIS, Al-Qaeda, and all the other things in between to levy this fight in which they are wiping off the owners of Nigeria to bring in Fulani from all over Africa to become the new owner. So Nigeria will remain a country of the country of Fulani people. Demographics are being changed. We saw Pantami being put in charge of our database. We saw the governor in Bauchi reminding us that Fulani from everywhere belong to Nigeria. And we saw when the borders were thrown open by the president, Buhari, of Fulani extraction. So while all these are going on, we are asking, people are asking, what then should we do? We're inviting them to see what is being done. We're not just scratching our head. We saw it coming from afar, and we set out a mechanism by which we can, get ahead of them, contain the situation. That mechanism revolves around removing, extinguishing the source of their power, which is that constitution. Unfortunately for them, has our signature on the document as the authors of our own damnation. Now, we're not just pointing at the constitution, from afar to say, oh, it is a problem. No, we have deployed a mechanism, a strategy to take down the constitution. That strategy involves all of us. If we want to get away from, if we want to extricate ourselves from the union of death, from the danger we're caught in this war that's undeclared, that is raging everywhere. Killings, expropriation, intimidation, molestation, all kinds of things, just to, like an army that is overrunning a territory. That's what we're in. But it's being done in the name of the federal government of Nigeria, in the name of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, in the name of the armed forces of Nigeria. Now, many have been asking, yes, the constitution, we agree, is a problem. What then do we do to solve it? What then do we do to take it down, like you always recommend? This broadcast is to explain just that, and for our people to get to see the urgency of the actions that need to be taken. We will explain the action, and they will see the urgency. Because if we do not act quickly enough, the enemy that is drawing power and authority from that constitution will continue on its onslaught against us, tying our hands to the back, because that constitution is the reason we can't touch guns to defend ourselves. That constitution is the reason we can criminalize anything we do in self-defense, even as we see them coming upon us. Ask the people in Southern Kaduna what they've been going through. Ask the people in Jos area what they've been going through. We are seeing, it in other parts of the country. Now they've declared a military operation to bring it even closer to the rest of it. It is that undeclared war that is going on. But it's been, the pretext is that it's a question of, enforcement of law and order by government. No. What we need to do, which have been done almost 80%, is to take down that constitution in the manner that can put a time frame that prevents them from going past where they are now. Elections are the mechanism for sustaining the life of the constitution. Because we have repudiated that constitution, the international community is waiting for us to, those who are in a position to help us. And I'm talking about the U.S. Security Council, I'm talking about the U.S. government that is at war with the ISIS that is in joint venture with the caliphate in Nigeria, with the federal government of Nigeria of today. It is in refusing to go to any further elections. It may look so simple because we've not asked you to go and buy a rocket launcher. But that is what holds the key right now. The caliphate has no other chance to succeed in what they set out to do. Even with all the guns in their hands, they have no chance at all if that constitution is taken down today. It is within our reach to take down that constitution by simply refusing to go to another election under it. If we make the mistake of going to election of 2023, they will continue in the pretense that we have a democracy, before the whole world, and we will be the ones validating it. Just because we are proceeding to an election at a time under that constitution, at a time we have repudiated that constitution, at a time we already know that that constitution is the reason things are with us the way they are, is the reason we are being killed. And so we will be addressing all of those who agree with us that that constitution is bad. The church, the bar association, the labor movement, all of those who come out, the political parties that say they will do it one way or the other better than the other people, all of those who now agree with us that that constitution is the problem. But they go again to say they want to go to election. They're asking people to go and get PVC. In an election that will be conducted by that enemy, in an election in which the PVC will be competing with the AK-47 that is controlled exclusively by that enemy.
Wow.
INEC is under the exclusive control of that enemy. So they will be the one to conduct that election. And whoever wins, of all the political parties, whoever wins will have to swear to and govern by that constitution. All of the 36 states we are rejecting, all of the 68 items exclusive list, everything we are complaining about will remain in place. And so, if we do not listen now and wake up to, put faith to work, to put action behind what we are saying, then we'll be deceiving ourselves.
Absolutely, we'll be deceiving ourselves. So I will post the entirety of this video on our Facebook page so that you can watch the whole thing. And this is, again, for you to understand what you needed to do, because people are still confused. I don't know why. And yet we are according to American statistics, we are the most educated ones in America. Very confusing. So that goes again to say that education does not equal to wisdom, common sense, anything like that. Our brother has been talking over and over and over. He has been in all manner of platforms, even the ones that he shouldn't be on, just to reach every rat and king, everybody involved. So please, our people, let's get serious for once, because if we continue to play with this, we'll continue to sit here in America and lament like one nurse that I saw one day. For 2 days in a row, she was cussing on the phone, trying to make dollar. And the same dollar she will use to go and show off. We need to know what works, go for it, and end this madness and end this charade. How long are we going to be in a merry-go-round that does not have any escape routes? We all know what to do. Let's get together and push this thing to where it needs to be so we can live our lives. This is just even the beginning. We need to reserve energy for nation building. So do we want to spend all our energy asking questions, running in a spin back and forth, when we know the things that we can put in place to get this thing done? It's a no-brainer, people. It's a no-brainer. It's so tiring. It's heartbreaking. Please help us to share, our Facebook platforms. You know how much they love us. You know how much they are doing all they can to block and block and block. So help us to share and share and share so that people can get this, direct them to our Facebook account. We have I don't know about that, YouTube account and Twitter. So these are the 3 platforms that we have right now to disseminate this information. So help us to direct our people. If we have 20 people here and they share to 10 other people, that's 40 more, even though they will be blocking them, but at least they will be watching, because what we realize that they're doing is that 500 or something people will be viewing, but they will tell us it's only 30, which is okay. It's a number game. We are used to it. We are used to being played. But this time around, we know what you're doing, baby. We know what you're doing. So we are good to go. Help us to share, and share. Sisters, please go ahead.
Yeah, somebody asked, I think it was yesterday or so, was asking that after the Millennium March we had at in New York, that why hasn't the UN given us our nation? And about 2 or 3 people actually. And I just want to let you know, this is not how it works. If it was that easy, trust me, We would have probably sat in front of you a long time ago and allow and tell them, hey, you got to get this thing out of the books. But the truth about it is that we have told you the strategy of Ninas. For those that are still like skeptical, all you needed to do is go to the website, go to the Ninas website. If you're afraid that probably you can't navigate the website, we have videos upon videos. And we have told you that the mobilization that we're talking about is just 5% of the entire work. If you have that in perspective, then you'll not be asking me, why hasn't UN given us the freedom? And it's not in the hands of UN. Trust me, if UN has UN's way, UN don't even want you to go. That is like because somehow they get paid for the nonsense that they do to continue to demonize Africa and make Africa the laughing stock of the world. So it's not in the hands of, it's in the hands of our people.
Miss Augusta, you should be asking, did the women of Samboro village wait for UN to give them freedom?
Maybe it doesn't even know about Samboro village. Maybe it doesn't even know. So I just want those that are like so anxious. What you need to do is continue to spread the message of this freedom. Continue to talk to your people, talk to your pastors. Pastors are beginning to preach these messages out there. And there was this Friday mosque that their imam actually talked about it for the Yoruba people. So it's the message is beginning to resonate. Talk about Ninas to our people. Let them know that there is a pathway. And this pathway is a sustainable one. This pathway that has been done before. So it's not as if it's an experimental thing. So let them go to website and get more information about what is going on. The 5% mobilization is what we are doing as we speak. So continue to spread the message out there so that everybody will be informed about why we are telling our governors or whatever, or those that are going for 2023 not to go for 2023. So if we're able to pull that down, then the new nations would emerge. It would emerge. So for those that are so anxious that UN doesn't give a crap, why UN is just to come supervise a referendum when the time comes. So thank you for those questions. Just visit the website.
Since Augusta, we need to put things in proper perspective. We ask our people, get informed so that you understand what every action is all about. The rally at UN is not for UN to give us freedom and give us a nation. Please, some questions you ask, we get embarrassed. Like, are you okay? That means you have not been following what we're saying. We say 5% of the work that needs to be done is mobilization. That mobilization includes mobilizing our people locally and mobilizing the international stakeholders so that they will be aware of what we are doing, especially those that are giving money to Nigeria and lending them money. So they will be aware. They won't say, we did not know. And that was what that rally was all about. And we told you there's time for sensitization and mobilization, and then there's time for implementation. You have to finish mobilization before you enter implementation. And we are about to enter that implementation because we have sensitized our people enough. And you spreading to be, and when we say we have sensitized our people enough, it doesn't mean that, okay, because some people say, nobody knows about Ninas. Ninas is a movement, not an organization. A movement of all the people that have been agitating and crying for freedom. So there's nobody in Nigeria that will say, I've not heard that people are agitating and asking for freedom. We are mobilizing our people for them to know that there is a new way of thinking. Not that way of when you go to Congo, you go there and they'll kill you off. You go to Somalia, you destroy everything. Somebody will say, I'll make Southeast to be like Somalia. That is old way of thinking, brother. Wake up your neighbor. Say, there is a new way of thinking. It is time for us to say no to suffering and smiling. We can end the source of our misery today. We can do it today by pulling down the 1999 Constitution and destroying that prison called Nigeria that has held us for a long time. Please understand the 8-point strategy that we are using. Rally is just one of that point, which is mobilization. We have pulling down the constitution. That is 75% of the work. And we have done it maximally. We have done it maximally. And it needed to be done covertly. So that's why we are not calling you when we are pulling it down. We are not aware. But now you need to be aware, because the next phase is the referendum we are talking about. And mind you, we are not begging UN to come and help us. We are the indigenous peoples. We are just following the protocol, the things that needs to be done. And part of it is you understanding what we're doing. We are telling some people that talking is part of the action. They say, no, if talking is part of the action, then IPOB would have won, because they're talking nonsense. So when we talk of talking, it's not like a child that's blabbing. That's not part of the talking we're talking about. We're talking about constructive talk. Like, we come here to do presentations. That's why most of the time we're not calling people to, we open for people to call us in. But they're not able to call in because they've not done research to get that information. But in some shows, when they open, they say call in. So Mandiara, Mandiago, everybody come and say something. My dear, we don't have that time. We are professional women. We're not bragging. We are very, very busy. And so please understand our point here. Speaking, talking, having meetings, consultation, dialogue is part of the action that needs to be done. And we are doing it maximally. This part of our talk that we do here, social media, is just to inform you. We're here for you, to teach you.
Nothing is done without talking. I work in an organization where all I do all freaking day long is attend meeting here, meeting. My dear, Monday through Friday, we are meeting.
Is a big part of talking, is a big part of life. The problem is, what are you saying? When they give you microphone, what are you saying and how are you saying it? That's the problem. In my feeling, do you know what you're saying?
No, you're speaking with purpose, my dear.
Exactly. So, but we want you to be informed so that when you have opportunity to speak to world leaders, you will not ask them for light and electricity, because they're not the ones that will generate light and electricity for you. This is the height of ignorance. I'm like, please, now can you people stop? We're saying this and we're saying, because in the days ahead, you will look very stupid when some of your videos come out. You say, how come I wasn't even aware? Why wasn't this stupid? Please be informed so that when you speak, you will speak like an adult, male or female, representing the people that paid school fees for you.
Sister, hold on. One Alexander Will said, Constitution of Nigeria needs to be amended to make way for right to referendum. This can be done by forming alliances with other geopolitical zones like Linus has done. Mr. Alexander Will, we are not talking about amending constitution. We are telling you that we do not even have constitution. That's what we're saying. We're not saying, because if you have something that you can amend, no be so. We're telling you that what was presented to us is not constitution. What was presented is a fraud. Something that came in the middle of the night is a fraud. Even the passenger that was the first president did not swear on that piece of paper. So we do not have constitution at all. That we are telling you we don't have a paperwork, and you are saying we should amend the paperwork. I mean, it doesn't make sense.
Okay,
so we have a union.
Yeah, I know I didn't mention earlier. It's time for us to get a phone call. We've been getting phone calls as we're speaking, so let's give our audience a chance to speak. Mazi, please go ahead.
Okay, sorry.
It's so low. Please, can you increase the volume?
Is it better?
Yes.
Say good morning from here. I'm just calling in again today to commend you guys and ask that you continue, because it's going to take a while. Faith, they say, coming by hearing and hearing by the word of God. You guys are doing a great job. There's no two ways about what we're saying, unless we don't want freedom. It doesn't come from shouting or cursing one another. I find myself in that category a little while ago, and even still, it requires that I have to. But If we truly want freedom, we must tell ourselves the truth and do what we are supposed to do. People need to participate. You can't be going around, showing off, dancing, organizing all manner of parties to show who you are. According to this young musician, I was looking at them and looking at the environment. They just ostentatious show. We might choreographed nonsense to deceiving the people. And it's not about going around doing these things. We must take this issue of freedom very seriously. Look at here. We say we are lawyers, we are doctors, we build nations. We do all these things, and yet we are being run over by Buzu people. Let me put it that way. Because honestly speaking, when I look at the whole thing, there's no way you can understand what has happened to our people. Yesterday, we heard that about 34,000 policemen had been deployed to Anambra State for the so-called election. And that gets me upset when people talking about that. We're going to do this thing through whatever. We're going to do this process and get in the election area, get into politics, and then from there start climbing. 24,000. Not counting the military that is already there with their tanks. And now you tell me what you can do for the people that are clamoring and talking about election. We must vote. If we don't vote, they will impose somebody on us. I say to them, it's even better they impose. What we can do is to argue our case. Just like the two young ladies you guys presented this morning, I was in and out because sometimes the airplane here busts out my internet. But the little that I saw there was confrontation and not no, it was a very decent confrontation. Nobody was shouting. Nobody was yelling. Nobody was praying, but they brought their case to the people that needs to know their case. And I know some of us here in the United States are hiding, going about their businesses. And some of them has even gone so low to thinking that putting your hard-earned money, overtime money to support unknown government and ESN is a way out.
Side of desperation.
And I'm looking. And in their hearts, I can tell you, most of them are truly honest. But the point is that they have not understood that the whole thing is charade. It's a mess. And this is why I have continued to profess what Tony Nadi is doing, because he's not claiming Messiah. And it's all encompassing. Anybody that has a common sense, anybody that wants their freedom, I don't think they will have difficulty understanding this collective effort for every indigenous population in that contraption to rise up. I know that even as you guys are trying to reorient our people, some people are there asking you questions. And unfortunately, some, despicable ones, if I may use that word, It's always asking you question, what are you now doing? And you guys are doing something, making calls here for people to understand what you're saying. But because of their already washed out brains, they are thinking that someone from wherever planet they came from, is gonna pull them out of this mess. So I called in this morning not to occupy your the line, but just to encourage you. I mean, what can you do but serve your people? I mean, you don't come out here asking people to pay you money, but you're just talking to people to reason with you so that they can rise up. We can do this. The only kind of drawbacks that I'm looking at the whole process is that the people that are concerned are not, they don't even know.
No, they don't. They are not participating. They don't even.
They're not participating. They don't even know.
Confused.
Because what they're doing now, if you go to Anambra now, they probably have a lot of Yoruba people there as the policemen who are going to organize the election. Or they will have the people from Benue, because that's what they do. Even some Igbos will be among the people there. Now they said, and how much are these police people getting paid? 50,000 or 60,000 naira. And we have these criminals running and deceiving us for all these years. Peter B, I saw him on an interview yesterday when I think there was an allegation about his one of these Pandora issue, and he made a test. He made a kind of confession as he was trying to defend himself with the press people. Peter B said that during his governorship, he was paid under 500 billion, and out of which he saved 75 billion, 15% of it, according to him. And I'm beginning to think, this guy was paid 500 billion, and he saved 75 billion. Meanwhile, the civil servants, even the police, that are carrying gun around them and shooting down future generations for their sake, have not been paid their arrears. The civil service has not been paid their arrears.
Right,
and Peter,
go ahead.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, thank you so much. Go ahead and round up only because somebody.
Yeah, okay. And Peter is receiving such money. And this is not just him, all over. You see them all over, including this Yeye one they call Dino Malay. That's always showing up. But anyway, what I'm saying is just what I call is to encourage you guys. You're doing a great job. Please don't give up. It's gonna, time shall tell. And I have called on, and I keep calling on people to stop all this drama if we want to go home. Thank you all, and keep up the good job. Augusta Dallon, my sister Mona, you're doing a good job. Dallon, okay.
Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I love how he said, stop the drama, man. There's no need for it. There's no need for us to be again running in a circle with no exit a route. It's enough, my people. We know what to do. We just have to do it. We cannot thank our people because there are some people like him that are putting his time, his effort to understand what's going on and share with our people. He's constantly encouraging, he's constantly calling other people to get them on board because we cannot perform, we cannot do what we need to do now with emotions. We cannot be emotional about it. This is the wrong time. This is the time now to clear your table, clear your eyes, put out the document and see which one is which before you even put your money where you shouldn't be. Because he rightfully says some of our people are still supporting unknown gunmen because they think they are doing stuff, whereas you're destroying our land. So we really have to get this thing straight. We really have to understand what we need to do. And again, our brother Tony, every chance he gets, he puts out a video to tell you guys where we are and where we're going next. If you are truly interested in this self-determination process, you need to be engaged with those videos. You can also go on our videos. I know some of them are long. We're trying to keep them under 2 hours nowadays for us to understand what we need to do. We can end this thing tomorrow. That Nigerian Nano can be ended tomorrow by 12 noon if we say that we've had enough. But if we continue to run in circles, go to church and prayer and fasting and give our lot resources to the pastors that use it to buy private jets, and then we use the rest to sew new skirt and blouse, my dear. And then when you finish showing off, you come and ask us, where are you now? When you have not put in a dime into what we're doing. You don't get to ask any questions. You just go behind, put on our line. That's where you belong. Until you come to the meetings, you put in your resources and your time, and you will know when the meetings are being set up. Then you are part of the process. I promise you won't be coming online asking where are we right now. So we need people to engage. We need people to understand. We need people to write out the rightful questions. We need people to invest in what we are doing. And shortly, we are going to play a video that will teach you about using your time, your talent, and your resources to get the result that we want. My sister will say, push until you get the result that you want. There's no other way to do it. We cannot continue to deceive ourselves. Sisters, please, go ahead.
Yeah, Sister Mona, before you play that video, first of all, I just want to thank Mazi Obidi. You said that we should remain steadfast. Hey, we are in for the long haul. You know what that means? We're going to be here to build the nation. Not just getting the nation, build it. Because we don't want a situation where all the Agberos will come and take over what has been worked upon for 21 years, going to 22 years right now. So we're going to be there for the long haul because things have to change. Things have to change. So thank you so much for calling. We also had a brother that was trying to ask question. I tried to pull out. Let me see if I can pull out his question. Hold on, please.
Tony has responded to him.
Oh, he has. Okay.
One was asking about amending constitution. He replied to him, there's no constitution to amend. We are pulling down the entire fraud. You don't amend
not
fraud.
That one.
Yeah, I will get to that. You don't amend fraud.
Okay.
You don't amend, but you can look for it if you find, in case I don't cover it. You don't amend fraud. If you have a counterfeit currency, do you take it and go amend it? If you have a counterfeit passport, you're traveling, you enter London, and your passport is fraudulent, is a fraud. Do you think the London police or immigration officer will say, oh yeah, we'll give you this passport, go and amend it? They will throw it into trash and get you
for that matter,
and get you to prison. You understand? So we're saying that the people that are still ruling us, trying to rule us with the fraudulent 1999 constitution, are committing fraud and they need to be imprisoned. All of them from beginning to the end. And you know, when there's war, at the end of war, there's what you call trying the war criminals. Some of them might end up becoming war criminals that will be tried. Because you see this machine that we are riding, this submarine that we are on top, we are following it to the end. We are persistent, we are consistent, we are here with cheer. We are sitting down, we are here. You don't even need to beg us to be persistent because we are born for this. So we are sitting, I'm not doing any other thing with my life. I'm here with it. I've suspended every other thing. I'm done with giving birth to children. So my children are growing. So I'm here now, sitting down. You see? So we are here. I will say, come on, I'm about to go to the labor room and come back. I'm here with my children. I'm finished with that department, so I'm here.
Even if we want to go through that department again, we'll still come back and sit down.
Okay. I'll be kind of.
No, I'm not going through that department. Anyway, the question that I pulled up is from one Emmanuel Adiele. I don't know if Bratoni was able to answer him. It was saying that if we successfully stop the 2023 general election, and those controlling the federal government decides to declare state of emergency to put government in place by appointment or hand power to their boys in the military to continue governance, what do you think? What do you then, Ninas, think?
Yeah, someone responded to him. You can go ahead with your response. But so
Mr. Dele, we're saying that, you know, when we say if we stop it now, what we are trying to say, there's this domino effect. I don't know if we can pull that up. There's this domino effect that we're talking about, that if everybody,
this one,
yes, yeah, that's the domino 2. If all of
do you need the one
place where we are all standing, those from the middle, those from the middle belt, those from the south, from the southeast, and from the southwest, if we push this lever down, if we push that thing down, you understand, the constitution would fall. And once it falls, I mean, it means that the election is what we're trying to stop by pushing that thing down. The constitution would fall, then the union will collapse. So once the union is collapsed, nobody is pulling a military guy to come and hand over. No.
It will be to your tents, or Israel.
To your tents, or Israel.
To your tents, or Israel. We all run and they stay.
We all run. So no military man is coming to come and hold Nigeria together. We're telling you that the union is collapsing. So please go and look at that thing very well. Once the constitution goes down, election goes down, the union collapses. And once it collapses, Ben Johnson, everybody.
Okay, now
So that's what we're talking. That's why you all need to participate. That's why you need to get your people on board. Go ahead.
Yes. All right. So we have our brother on the line to brother. Go ahead and turn off your listening device. I can hear you.
So we have our brother on the. In response to the question of what will happen.
Brother Tony, you need to turn off your listening device. We can still hear it in the background. Can you turn off?
Yeah, I'm turning down my device. Okay. I plead with everybody listening. This is a question of life and death in millions. And we're talking about an initial 150 million that will be in trouble if those who are invading our territory, led by our president and the ISIS that has come to join in that joint venture to dislodge us and create an operational base for that caliphate and a homeland for the Fulani. That's what's coming at you. Every other thing is deceit, election, PDP, APC, whose turn it is to govern, are all deceit. What we're asking you to do is to say now that we can't proceed to another election under this constitution that enable these atrocities against us. And we're talking about 2021. In this last quarter, if we do what we need to do, that constitution from where this power and strength is drawn by that enemy is down. And we can only go to transition. There's nothing they're going to be able to do about that. Fulani dares not start a fight with an alliance of the rest of Nigeria. South Africa came to this bus stop in 1990 under Frederick de Klerk, when the apartheid constitution that put the blacks where we are today against the Boers that had made them slaves in their homeland under the apartheid constitution. There is no anarchy that can come if all of us insist, and it has been discussed with the powers that be across the length and breadth of the alliance territory and in decision-making places in Washington and New York. All we need to do is to cause the constitutional logjam. I plead with anybody who is literate from the south and middle belt of Nigeria to please go to read the 5 points of demand in the constitutional force majeure. It tells you the story of what we must do now, that we can go to transition if we refuse to go to election. If we proceed to election, we are saying to the Fulani, we are here, please come kill us. We are saying we are happy with being slaves. We are saying we give over our land to whoever is able to come and take it. We cannot be rejecting that instrument and be planning to go to another election that will renew it. It has been renewed in 2003, renewed in 2007, renewed in 2011, 2015, 2019. If you go back to where we were coming from, you will see progressively we were sliding deeper and deeper into the mud. Now they are bold and they're telling us to our faces that they can no longer discuss matter of putting us in charge. You had the northern governors come out the other day to say that the way the South is carrying on, challenging them, preventing them from roaming around there with their cows, that if power should ever go to them, that they will chase them out of Nigeria. They know what they're talking about. Central African Republic, just behind Cameroon. Fulani were doing exactly the same thing. One of them became president, and they became people, they wanted to overthrow the owners of the land. The owners of the land woke up one day, charged at them, chased them out of the place, starting from the palace. Those 2 million people plus were roaming around when Buhari was contesting election. They were the first set of people they brought in, El Rufai organizing. They are all inside here now, documented as Nigerians, and they are here to take your land. They are going to kill you. They have the backing of the federal government of Nigeria and its military, all operating in the name of Nigeria, but authorized by your own signature, which that constitution represents. We are saying to you, all the work has been done. We didn't call you in when we didn't need to call you in. To go to those who are being killed from all the parts that are in that danger across the South and the Middle Belt. We have a majority now. And we are saying, since it is our signature that is sustaining that instrument that empower this enemy, let us pull back that signature, end the union. End the union. If we don't, we are the ones who have invited the calamity that is coming at us. We can do it. It is only the political parties that are going to election. We don't need to go to fight anybody from afar. It is the political party people in our neighborhood. Shut them down now. They are the ones who have to be shut down. We've asked them to close shop. Where are they going with the elections? And we're not talking about boycott of 2023. We're saying we have to stop them now because there's nothing else that can come from it other than enabling this enemy to continue in full strength against us. We have defeated the instrument. They now want to reconquer us. We are the ones allowing them to continue in that reconquering process by pretending we're in a democracy. Are we in a democracy? We are not. Because if democracy is still government of people, by the people, for the people, those three legs, Nigeria does not, pass any of the three legs of the test. Government of the people means you make the constitution, decide what you give up and what you keep, decide how you do your electricity and your road, who will govern you. Under this current constitution, all those things are taken away, 68 items, including the right to defend yourself from people you can see killing you. The constitution says you can't touch gun. The Fulani sees the central government that can touch gun, and they are using that to organize and supervise your invasion, and they call it democracy. They call it PDP and APC. They call it, all kinds of things. Nigeria. What is Nigeria? If we can't decide in a meeting whether we want to be in union, since they have chosen to embrace a civilization that requires them to kill the rest of us as infidels. That's what we've gone to tell the international community, that we can't continue to be available to be killed. They say all men are not born equal, and therefore they are born to rule us. Those are the things we told the international community, stakeholders who can stop them. We are the ones holding ourselves down. If we choose to proceed with this election under that constitution, we are telling the international community we are happy to be killed, and they are not going to lift a finger in our support, in our defense. But if we insist that we can't proceed, that is when they can come to say, hold on, your union is over. It's all within our reach to do. We can listen and leave. We can argue and die. I think enough said. Thank you.
Thank you, Brother Tony. Thank you so much. My dear, they must close shop. They don't have any other choice. Erufai, or whatever his name is, the shortest man in the face of the universe, already told them that the foolish southerners think not will hand over power to them in 2023. And my people are there playing games. The deputy governor of Anambra State will, find himself in APC. They will decamp. They will do all manner of stuff. They will keep playing games with the lives of our people. And you guys, blood will flow. Buhari already told you guys that blood will flow. And if you want blood to flow, continue with this madness. Don't close shop. Don't keep getting confused about what we're telling you. Let my brother be screaming for money tonight. His English don't make sense to you until you find the enemies on your front step. On your front door, my dear. And then maybe it will begin to make sense to you when you are standing between life and death. They are right in front of your houses. You're meeting your savior that day or you're not. When we have a strategy on the table that can end this madness, my people are still confused. When we know what to do to end this madness, we are still playing games on ourselves. When we know there is a way out. We are busy closing the door so that nobody will exit, my dear. Enough, a word is enough for the whites.
So let me add a little bit about on the election. Like we keep telling you that our target is 2023 election, the general election, the national election that is holding Nigeria together. Not necessarily the small ones, but on the under, because we don't want anarchy. We want the states, the blocks, to still have government in place while we break the national one, then go into transition. So those that are talking about election, one, we are not, like Bratton is explained, we're not talking about boycotts. And we're not talking about by-elections and the small elections that you do in your state and your area. Mainly, we are talking about the one that is holding Nigeria together. The national, the general one that INEC keeps conducting. And the next one is 2023. And what is the logic? We have said we don't have a nation. Nothing is binding us together. And whatever that is holding us, they are holding us so that they can kill us. We say we need to rework the foundation of this nation. So we need to stop the journey to election and fix what is killing us now first. We are dying. Enemy is in our land killing us. What is important to us is not your election, because that election, you people have rigged it. You will do the election so that the church, like the church leaders, they will go to church and tell them, get your PVC. And then after the election, the politicians will buy private jets for your church leaders and then bring in Fulanis to kill you. And we are saying it is your responsibility, you church goer. It is your responsibility, you masses, you people. It is not responsibility of politicians. You are the one that will drive politicians away. You are the one that will tell them close shop, like we keep saying. The political parties. Who is making up political parties? Is it not you people that go there? When they are doing their rally, is it not you people that go there? So if somebody opens shop and nobody is buying, wouldn't they close the shop?
Hello?
We are telling you, our people, please stop buying what the politicians are selling. It's poisonous. It's killing you so that you will leave. Stop so that you can leave. If you continue, they will continue to bring in Fulanis in your name, and the Fulanis will kill you. How else can I say it?
My dear, there's no other way to say it. If they want blood to flow, like Buhari told them, they should continue. They should continue in the madness. Like we said, we cannot do any of this without funds. So you cannot sit on the corner. This is a massive project, massive undertaking that few people have been running on their own. And my people, all they want to do is to ask you questions. They are not asking, but they will go to churches. Somebody told me to stop calling names and give them check, write them millions, give them whatever. You are watching your pastor entering his private jet. And then when we want to fund the one thing that will give you true freedom that you've been seeking for all your lives, all you want to do is ask us questions. But your pastor, free, what did they call it? Free gifts of life, or whatever they call it in church. So we cannot do this project without an assistance. You know, when you leave what's supposed to be for the population of millions and you put it on the shoulder of one or two people, you know, it's so heavy you cannot move at the pace that you would like to move. So I'm going to play this next video just to have you guys understand the ways to help to fund what we're doing.
I bring you greetings from the Secretariat of the Lower Niger Congress, which is the lead organization in the NINAS Alliance. This address is to, for the first time, ask our people globally to come forward and support the process of our extrication from death with funds. We have worked for 22 years. We never asked anybody to contribute anything. And we've managed to not only develop and deploy a plan capable of rescuing us from the union of death, that plan has found a buy-in in the Middle Belt and the Yoruba side in what has become the Ninas Alliance. And that alliance has been able to get to the international community to make a case for how our situation should now be referred to a referendum. And so we've come to where we're asking that those who have followed what we have done over the years, building these alliances, from our immediate neighborhood of, talking to the George Ogoni, the Anand, the Efik, the Edo, to reaching out to our Yoruba brothers going to Akure or everywhere over the last 15, 20 years. The same thing with the Middle Belt. And all of what it took to get those things done to where they've now become a machinery, the actions we've taken against the Constitution, the solemn assemblies, the several foreign trips, both to the UN and the US, in high places, discussing, putting this matter to where people can relate with it, to where it can become, end of trauma for us. So we've come to where the populace who we're trying to invite into the process are coming out now to join. And a lot more is needed. We have financed everything we did so far from sacrificial contribution of those doing it. We also had reason not to go into that fundraising all this while in the lower Niger territory because of the Biafra commotion that was all over the place, because that was their target. All of those who have been doing one Biafra thing or the other, it always starts with fundraising for no particular purpose than the commotion we've seen. And so we wanted to be clearly separated from all of that, which was why we had to wait for when the smoke will clear. And that smoke has substantially cleared at this time, and therefore we've come to ask that anybody who is from the lower Niger, any of the states, those 11 states described as South, South, or Southeast today, the old Eastern region, the old Midwestern region, wherever you dwell on the face of the earth, we can report to you that we have made progress in finding the solution to our enslavement in Nigeria and bondage. And even as we were doing all of that, what has become known as now that alliance, there's a coordination that has to happen for these three blocks, to continue in their direction, the same direction, for the same purpose. There's also, something that has to be done with the international community, the way you have seen. And so we'll be inviting you to please go to the website www.lowernigercongress.org and do your donations, your contributions there. If you also want to donate to Ninas, of course, you go to www.ninasvoice.org, ninasvoice.org, because the question of coordination, the task of coordination will continue, the task of dealing with the international community will continue, and they all require funds. I believe that we have enough to show for what we were doing and the results that have come from it to warrant a decision to support how it can be finished. Thank you very much.
Wow, my people, if you guys will sit there for my brother to come and beg you for money, maybe we don't deserve this freedom. Maybe we deserve for our lands to be taken over by those that are less than us, because we have done more than the devil himself. I'm even embarrassed looking at this, that at this point in time that my brother will have to come to beg his people to do the right thing. It's heartbreaking. But he's a man that is determined, the man that says, he's doing God work. The man that understands that these are the important steps that he needs to take in delivery of his people. It can only come from him. Me and my little ego here, my dear, is a little shaky. If I have done 0.000% of what he has done, I will allow you guys to burn in hell if you don't do what you're supposed to do. But obviously, he's a man of God. Even with our stupidity and our arrogance and our whatever else that we need to call it, he still humbles himself to come and ask. So I'm begging you on his behalf to do the needful. Take sandwiches to work. Don't give your money to Starbucks. I heard that a cup of Starbucks is $8. I don't know who drinks coffee for $8. Skip it for a week. Buy coffee from Kroger and drink it from there. Take rice. Eat rice for this whole week. Don't buy sandwich from Subway. However way you can put that in, we know we can do it. We have done it before for things that is meaningless to us. Talk less of the one way that we know for sure that can get us out of the hell called Nigeria. We cannot say this enough. I don't even know what else to say, sisters. Please go ahead.
Yeah, we just want to thank Brother Tony for all that he has done so far. And it is incumbent on us to do the needful. So for those, as our sister Mona rightly said, if there are things to skip them. Must you even buy Starbucks? I don't think Starbucks give a damn about you. So why would you even waste your money on that? But we're saying that donate to a good cause. Yes, the cause, which is our freedom. This freedom, we must get it. We must, because we cannot continue like this, wallowing in self-pity. Africa cannot continue like this. Those of us from the lower Niger area, we cannot continue like this. And for those that are funding unnecessary thing in our land, in Igbo land, I'm talking about the Igbo nation right now. The lower Niger encompasses all that from the south as well, quote and unquote. So for those that are sponsoring the killings in our land, those women in the USA, because I was listening to one of the videos this month. Normally I don't, but sometimes they post it and it's so nauseating that you can be asking for our people to go and attack army officers and get them killed. When they do that, they will not only burn down the villages. Have you guys forgotten Odi? They will not just burn down, they will kill more of our people.
His zombie was cleared out last week.
Yeah,
Imo State. So Udi is fine. Imo State. When you kill army officers, they will wipe the whole village.
They will wipe the whole village. We are dealing with people that are
sponsoring this. Some people are living in US and sponsoring this, and they call themselves women.
And you call yourself women? No, the way they were talking, they were like, God, burn them down, kill them. And I'm like, are these women really in the USA?
Their children are working at MD Anderson collecting their salaries.
I said, are these women really in the USA?
Investigation has begun about the terrorists in Nigeria. So FBI is coming for them.
Amen.
Let them continue to make those videos.
Yes.
They should continue to make those videos. The investigation is getting there. People will lose their licenses, source of livelihood. People will lose their jobs. Some people that think they're citizens of America, that nobody can touch them. Some people will lose their citizenship. The investigation is getting there. Continue to make those videos. Don't hide your face. Continue. Your name. The investigation is getting there.
No, the one that is spearheading the entire thing, she actually hides her face. And then is
her name now. Their name. This is technology. Your voice, your name.
Well, that's true.
Anything can be used to trace you.
You
understand? There's no hiding place for those that are sponsoring terrorism in Nigeria. Whether in Southeast, Northeast, Northwest, those sponsoring terrorism, America is very much interested. And they are coming. They say the arm of law is slow. Arm of law is slow. But eventually it will get there. Real war, you have war criminals being captured and investigated even years after. Not talk of terrorism. So that your ignorance is not an excuse. And we're here, we come, we beg people, say, please, stop funding terrorism. There's a woman we were talking to. Was it Amuna last week? He was like, I don't know. We said, do you know where your money is going to? Do you know what the money you're sending, what they're using it to do? He said, I don't know. I just throw it in there and then beg God that we get to the right place.
Can you imagine? Can you imagine?
Educated women that live in a civilized world like America. Imagine. Even my village women cannot talk like that. They don't do such things. See the women we showed you in the video. They follow through. But you sign checks. And then you don't know that your check, they're using it to castrate our people, burn some people alive, cut off their heads, and worse, kill the military. And for one military you kill,
an entire village will be wiped out.
An entire village will go down. And you are making videos and showing your face, releasing your voice, releasing all those details. When they catch one, they will catch the rest. You can't hide now. You are doing the meeting with others. So when they capture one, you know Igbos now, when one is captured, she will name all of you. And some of you
go down alone.
Yes, you make phone calls that are saving your audio.
Of course.
They're saving your audio. The people you're discussing with, they're saving your audio. There's no hiding place for you. But you know what? My Bible says the wickedness of the wicked shall consume the wicked. Continue your wickedness.
All right, anyways, please donate to the cause. Donate to a real cause, a real one here. Please, our people, focus up, shine your eye and donate to the real cause here.
All right, thank you. We've passed our 2-hour mark. So our people will see you guys next week. Continue to share this message. Continue to encourage our sisters. If you have a sister, a daughter, a mom, tell her about the show today. You know, lift her spirit. Tell her that these are the things that she's supposed to do for her people. Encourage our women because we need to end this charade. We need to end the defunct country or defunct nation, the dead union called Nigeria. We need to go home. We need to get there since 1969. So the sooner we understand where we're going, understand the task at hand, understand that we need funds to complete the rest of this project, the sooner we can get home. Otherwise, we'll continue to deceive our people. We'll give it to the church, the priest that will use it to buy jets and fuel his jet. Even in the midst of fuel scarcity, they will be able to fuel their jets. And we're saying use your resources for the right cause. We've always promoted the 3 T's, your time, your talent, and your treasure. www.lowernigercongress.org. The donate button is there. Do not worry about if it's $1, $2, whatever. Especially those of you in diaspora, we're not calling those at home because, I mean, if they can afford it, why not? But those of you in diaspora that is using your money to fund terrorism, use your money because I know you're doing it because you want to help your people. And we're giving you the opportunity to retrace your step and use your money in a meaningful way. So we'll see you guys next week. Bye-bye.